In the vast, uncharted frontier of the galaxy, humanity's ambition to find extraterrestrial life had finally borne fruit. After centuries of searching, near misses, and political friction among themselves, humans stood on the brink of an encounter with a civilization so advanced it had the potential to reshape their very understanding of life and the universe. The Zerithians had remained a mystery for over 1,000 years. A race whose technology was so far ahead that their mere presence had been regarded as myth. Humanity had only heard whispers, tales of ships disappearing into the void, planets stripped of resources, and cities turned to ruins with no trace of the invaders. But now, for the first time, contact had been established. The Galactic Conference Hall aboard the massive neutral station Nexus 1 buzzed with the nervous energy of both species' greatest minds. Floating in the center of the hall, the massive glass dome offered a panoramic view of the stars. A sea of observers, diplomats, military personnel, and journalists from both species filled the seats, all with the same question in their minds: would this be the beginning of a new chapter, or the prologue to humanity's end? Commander Elias Hayes had been chosen for this delicate mission. He was a man of strategic genius, but it was his deep understanding of diplomacy that had earned him the role of Earth's ambassador. His journey to Nexus 1 had been a solemn one, with the weight of an entire planet resting on his shoulders. Every decision, every word would determine whether humanity would leave this meeting in peace or in ashes. Beside him stood a small entourage: chief scientists, cultural interpreters, and military strategists. Among them, Dr. Lila May, humanity's leading expert on extraterrestrial linguistics, nervously adjusted her data pad as they approached the towering doors to the hall. Her role was to understand the nuances of the Zerithian language and customs, ensuring no diplomatic missteps. For weeks, they had prepared for this moment, studying the limited information they had on Zerithian culture. Despite their best efforts, the Zerithians remained an enigma. There were rumors that their minds operated on different wavelengths, that their emotions were expressed through electromagnetic pulses. A species that advanced could likely read thoughts, anticipate actions, and react with precision. The moment arrived. The doors to the conference hall parted, revealing the sleek, metallic interior of the Zerithian side. There, waiting in silent, deliberate motion, was Supreme Strategist Kalvak, the highest-ranking military and political leader of the Zerithians. His form was humanoid but unmistakably alien, with elongated limbs and an intricate series of bone structures that protruded from the sides of his head, glowing faintly under the dim lights of the hall. His eyes, large and glistening with an eerie calm, were fixed on Hayes. Both races had brought with them symbols of power and peace. Arrayed on the walls were relics of conflict: human warships, Zerithian energy weapons, and even remnants of interstellar battles long forgotten. It was a reminder that though peace was being discussed, the threat of war had never truly left. Commander Hayes and Supreme Strategist Kalvak approached one another in the center of the hall. Neither spoke for what felt like an eternity. The Zerithians, it was said, did not use words in the same way humans did. Their language was far more intuitive, built on a foundation of shared consciousness and telepathic communication. Hayes extended his hand, a gesture of peace and mutual respect in human culture. The room held its collective breath. Would Kalvak, an alien species whose customs humanity barely understood, recognize the significance of this simple act? The Supreme Strategist's hand hovered above Hayes, his glowing fingers quivering as he considered the unfamiliar movement. Then, in a gesture that stunned the room, Kalvak grasped Hayes' hand. The room erupted in flashes of light and electromagnetic pulses, the Zerithians' way of signaling approval. A ripple of relief swept through the human delegation. Dr. Lila May subtly wiped her brow, understanding the gravity of that handshake. This was more than just a diplomatic gesture, it was a symbol that the Zorithians were willing to meet humanity on their terms, at least for now. Kelvac's voice rang out, deep and resonant, though his mouth never moved. We have come to understand your ways. We seek not war, but knowledge. Humanity's future, like ours, lies in cooperation, not conflict. Hayes, his nerves steadied, replied, as do we. This is the beginning of a new era. Together, we can achieve what neither species could alone. The dialogue opened, and for hours, they spoke of trade, technology, and shared ambitions. Kelvac and Hayes discussed alliances, exploration, and defense strategies that would reshape the galactic landscape. However, beneath the surface of these conversations, the Zorithians' motivations were far more complex than mere partnership. There were 5 secrets the Zorithians had kept hidden for millennia, secrets that could alter the course of history if ever revealed. The Zorithians were not a natural species, but the creation of an ancient race long extinct. Their creators had imbued them with technology far beyond anything known in the universe, making the Zorithians both gods and prisoners of their design. The Zorithians controlled a network of gateways known as the Nexus, allowing them to traverse galaxies in an instant. This knowledge was shared only with a select few races, and humanity was now on the precipice of discovering this. Hidden deep in the fringes of space was a force known only to the Zorithians, a species far more dangerous, with an insatiable hunger for conquest. The Zorithians had spent millennia holding this enemy at bay, but they knew their time was running out. They needed allies. They needed humanity. Zorithian technology allowed them to manipulate time to a certain degree. They could see glimpses of possible futures, but even they could not fully control it. It was in one such vision that they saw humanity's potential to either save the galaxy or doom it. Though the Zorithians sought peace with humanity, they also feared them. Humans had an unpredictability that no other species possessed, a reckless determination that could make them either the greatest allies or the most dangerous foes. As the conference came to a close, humanity and the Zorithians left with a new understanding, but the true depth of their alliance remained shrouded in mystery. Humanity would learn much from the Zorithians' new technologies, new ways of understanding the universe, but they would also be drawn into battles far beyond their comprehension. As Hayes and his team prepared to leave Nexus 1, Dr. Lila May sensed a lingering unease. The Zorithians had given them a glimpse of their world, but they had also withheld much. The handshake between Hayes and Kelvac had been more than just a symbol of peace, it was a prelude to something far greater, something humanity was not yet ready to face. And so, humanity ventured into the stars with the Zorithians at their side, unaware of the true dangers lurking in the darkness. For in the depths of space, the true war had yet to begin. The end. For now.